It's the job of those of us who try to shape public opinion to hold politicians to account and to hold them accountable to our values. We must not let fear of audience deter us from telling the truth. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, for example, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk,
he named her. Name.
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer and, yes, at Erica Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name. Erica Kirk and TPUSA never should have been put in the position to have to defend themselves against such specious and evil attacks, particularly in a time of mourning.
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you?
And the people who refuse to condemn Candace's truly vicious attacks, and some of them are speaking here, are guilty of cowardice. Yes, cowardice. The fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense into the public square for years is just as cowardly.
This is another thing, too, it's really weird about this, is that he knew what the lineup was like, right? He actually took Charlie Kirk's spot after he was assassinated to talk at AmFest. And he knew going up there that Tucker Carlson would be coming up after him and Steve Bannon and all this shit. So it's just weird for him to be like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll go up there and I'll ring these people out. I don't know. Like, you know, like it's not like he doesn't have another platform. Like he needs to go out there and say this right now with this. It almost seems like this is for show to have Tucker follow up and be right after. It's like, you know, he's going to fucking ring you out. But that's why I think that there might be another thing happening behind the scenes, because people are now done with your bullshit. They know your grift, but we can move them into this grift instead.
I just got here and I feel like I missed the first part of the program. I hope I didn't miss anything meaningful. But I just want to say, I don't think I did. No, I'm just kidding. I watched it. I laughed. That kind of bitter, sardonic laugh that emerges from you when like Upside Down World arrives. When your dog starts doing your taxes and you're like, wait, it's not supposed to work this way. To hear calls for like deplatforming and denouncing people at a Charlie Kirk event, I'm like, what? This is hilarious. Yeah, this is hilarious. Actually, one of the clips I was listening to myself, thinking as I often do when I hear myself speak, which is never, because I never watch myself, but at these events, they always play like the role of you. And I'm like, that guy is pompous. Woo! Sorry about that. We don't see ourselves clearly. But the prediction that, you know, at some point when Republicans took power again, which I did everything I could, you know, to help, and really felt that was important. I still think, you know, I was right. But I really thought that the impulse to deplatform people, or even to use the word platform as a verb, which it's not, it's a noun, don't steal my nouns, deplatform and denounce. Why haven't you denounced somebody else? The whole like Red Guard cultural revolution thing that we so hated and feared on the left that we did everything we could to usher in a new time where you could have an actual debate. I mean, this kind of was the whole point of Charlie Kirk's public life. And I think that he died for it. I really believe that. And I know a lot about it because the last several months of Charlie's life were devoted in part to arguing about this event, in fact, this speech, in fact, my speech here, which he asked me to do earlier this year, this summer, and was immediately put under just immense pressure from people who give money to Turning Point, I would assume good people, but who wanted him to take me off the roster. And this has all become public, and the whole thing is so sad that I never talk about it, except to say Charlie stood firm in his often stated and deeply held belief that people should be able to debate, and that if you have something valid to say, if you're telling the truth, you ought to be able to explain it calmly and in detail to people who don't agree with you, and that you shouldn't immediately resort to shut up racist. You shouldn't immediately go to motive. By the way, shut up racist is the #1 reason I voted for Donald Trump. And because I'm just sick of it. I mean, first of all, if I was a racist, if I was a bigot, I would just say so. Okay, it's America. You're allowed to be whatever kind of person you want. I'm not. I'm sincerely opposed, have always been, and will always be. But the style of debate where you prevent the other side from talking or being heard because you immediately go to motive, well, I wonder why you're asking that question. I wonder why. Why are you asking that question? I detect in the question a certain evil in your soul. And everyone listening should know that listening to you implicates them, and that they someday may be asked to denounce you, and that friendship is not a reason to defend someone. Love is no defense. I kind of thought we'd reached the end of that, and as far as I'm concerned, we have, and I'm not going to play by those rules. I'm not going to engage in that. If someone doesn't like what I think, fine with me, as long as I get to express it. That's my view.
Taking the high road there, Tucky boy. Taking the high road. How many years did he go avoiding Nick Fuentes? Just not even mentioning his name. And the only time he would talk to him was on a stage by himself, and he wouldn't even actually say his name. He would just make like these vague accusations about whatever. It's like, no, but now Benny's he's getting balls. And now he's just going to straight up attack the guy who's on next. It's like, what? That seems weird. I feel like that he would never do that. Like PR-wise, it's just a bad move. It's almost like it's propped up for you to be like, this guy is insane. We hate this, obviously, right? You know, if they can get away with it, they'll do it. But obviously, if they don't get away with it, TPUSA people aren't winning. Well, here's this other guy right after who's so nice and so humble. He's against hate speech and all that bullshit. And is this guy good? Does this guy work? And it's like, And he's America first, you say? That term America first. Yes, I'm America first. I'm not Israel first. I'm America first. And that guy represents America first? Okay. Well, I'm for that. It's this switch, right? We're done with the Zionist shit. We're done with this. We're done with the Zionist shit. Now we're moving on to this shit, the military industrial complex, AI, this whole pivot into a new right wing that's not Zionist. It's still Jewish, but it's not Zionist because that's already been done. And frankly, whatever needs to happen, it will probably happen in the next 3 years anyway. So the state of Israel, greater Israel, will be achieved. And now we can move on to China, and we can put all our money into AI chips and into drones.
Now, Benji Shapiro sat up here last night, and he was all, it's all about the truth. Ben, I've known you a long time, brother. You can't handle the truth.
Like, what?
Let's face it, Ben Shapiro is the farthest thing from MAGA. Let's be blunt. He is a hardcore never-Trumper. He's a hardcore never-Trumper. In the spring of 16, he tried to upend Breitbart. He walked off the job, made a big deal about some incident in Mar-a-Lago with Corey Lewandowski. He tried to turn it to Ted Cruz from Donald Trump because he hated Donald Trump. In the general election, he barely supported Donald Trump.
That's true.
The first sign of when President Trump gets sent back to Mar-a-Lago, the very first individual that jumped on the Ron DeSantis train, the Israel First train, was Ben Shapiro. And those are the darkest days we had. In 21 and 22, you guys were there. He's consistently been against Trump. And now that President Trump doesn't back the Greater Israel Project. What is Greater Israel? It's not about Israel itself. It's about an expansionist Israel, an imperial Israel. That
trying to walk it back a little bit, huh?
Up. And the Israel First crowd is Ben Shapiro,
This is a Mott and Bailey, right?
Levin, and many others that want to put that ahead of America's interests.
Damn straight, Steve. Why are they doing that? Why would Ben agree to that? Why would TPUSA agree to that too? They've done collabs, and Ben and Daily Wire just donated them like $1 million recently. Yeah, let's have these guys on who are going to shit on you. What?
Who must say what to whom, and he thinks he's in a position to decide who must say what to whom and when. Thank you. So I don't think we are friends anymore. I've been a very good friend to Ben. Nobody knew who the heck Ben Shapiro was when I started putting him on my shows on the Fox News channel, and I helped make him a star. And I've been very, very good to Ben over the years.
Oh, no, she didn't.
He just recently came on my tour.
I put you on, bitch.
And I gave him the most kind introduction I could possibly give him because I know that he's losing subscribers a lot. And so I tried to do something nice for him by giving him a long 10-minute intro and personally vouching for him. And we mixed it up on Israel out on stage. It wasn't Israel because we're on the same place on Israel. We mixed it up over whether Tucker Carlson should be excommunicated from the conservative movement, which I do not believe. And thank you. And when it was over,
lines are being drawn.
We hugged, said goodbye, and then we had a nice text exchange a couple days later saying our friendship was important to us. And the next thing I saw was him attacking me on stage last night as a coward. So that's not friendship. And I think that's fine with me.
But all this shit, you can view it as it's just the way things are and people just do shit. Okay, I agree with that. People just do shit. But not when it comes to politics, and definitely not when it comes to media. You have staffers, you have people who are putting scheduling, and you have your speech written out. I mean, you have all this, you have editors, you have so much shit is choreographed for certain reasons, and you're not just going out there and winging it like I do. You don't just go out there and wing it like I do on my stream. It's not just you, a one man band, right? You have like a whole staff here. You have a whole strategy. You have millions of dollars behind you. It's not just let's do it. It's planned. It's coordinated. It has to be exact. It has to be right. I always have that in the back of my mind. Yes, can people break from the plantation of media and do their own thing? Sure. But when you listen to people's backgrounds, see where they came from, who did they get money from, where did they go, then you find out it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense why you'd be talking about Israel so much. Oh, that makes a lot of sense why you'd be talking about whatever. It's orchestrated. Similarly, Megyn Kelly, I don't know if anybody remembers this. I don't know if we all forgotten. She used to be on CBS.
People with me on stage right now are all transgender kids who want others to know it is possible to transition socially with love and support and acceptance within a family and a community. Please welcome 16-year-old Nicole, 12-year-old Daniel, 14-year-old Gia, 15-year-old Landon, and 13-year-old Stella. Their parents are also here. Morning, everyone. Morning. Also joining me in our special audience is Gira Goldstein, who's a transgender woman who is the co-founder, along with Jen Gross, who we just met, of the Gender Cool Project, a new movement that is being launched today. We're going to tell you all about it, and it's actually really important. So, all right, welcome to you all. Everybody nervous? Everyone sufficiently nervous?
So this is just something that people like. I feel like people just have no memory of, and they're just. These people are grifting scum, and they jump around and they go where the wind tells them to go. This was in 2018. Apologists in this feed are acting like this was 30 years ago. This is 2018, bro. She was talking about transgender kids, bringing them on stage. And now, oh, you know what? She's now a right-wing pundit that we should be listening to. And didn't Donald Trump say that? Oh, she had blood coming out of her wherever. Wasn't he talking about her?
You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. But she was, in my opinion, she was off base.
It's all a grift, and it's all to show you and to get you to buy into whatever the hell they're selling. And it might be for their money, for their grift, or it might be the government. The government trying to get you to believe something. Or it might be another government trying to get you to believe something.
Retarded for having heard it.
Well, Ben, when it comes to you and having worked with you, I just know the tactics that you use to feign popularity in the public. I just know the amount of money that you are willing to spend on advertising to inflate your numbers to make people think that you're popular. So, yeah, I don't have to say we don't know no when it comes to you. You are such a joke of a little man. Your jealousy against Tucker, your ability to believe that you can keep manipulating the markets. You know those kids booed you on that stage. The amount of messages I got from Turning Point USA people saying, what is happening? Why is he on this stage? Standing against everything that Charlie believed in. That's what you're doing. You're standing against everything that Charlie believed in because you weren't his friend. He didn't like you for that very reason.
Wow.
Look at you, and I just think you are such a little worm. I could see you right now, probably. What can we get out to her? We're going to sue her into bankruptcy again, right? Sue her for every infraction, every word that I don't like, and every time my feelings are hurt. Because what you really believe in is Baal Barith. That's what your people believe in. You believe that you are contract lords.
She's calling them out.
People are not allowed to violate contracts, or you will ruin them for years. You fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on.
The midget horse!
On behalf of the world. I know you're going to get applauded by Konstantin Kisin and Andrew.
Let's go, Queen.
Haven. And all
that's right. We're off the plantation.
Applauding what you do like you're a 4-year-old.
That's right, Benny.
But the rest of the world can't stand you. You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values.
No charisma.
Outside of the Talmud.
Zero riz.
As a Talmudic Jew. And I've learned what's in that Talmud. And I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you. Because he doesn't just hate me. He hates you too, white men. He hates all black people. Okay? If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hates, they think that we're animals, that they have a right to own us, that they have a right to make us worship them, that they have a right to lie to us, that they have a right to sue us and take everything that we have, that they have a right to deceive us, that they have a right to treat Charlie the way that he treated Charlie while he was alive, only to then try to defraud the population into thinking that he is somehow a part of his legacy, that he somehow cared about Charlie Kirk and cares to protect the people that are working at Turning Point USA. Goodbye, Ben. Goodbye. The question is, how much more money is Ben Shapiro going to spend to make people think that he's popular? How many more articles is his father going to write under a pen name, Hank Berrien of the Daily Wire, under the pen name Hank Berrien, as he wrote while Ben was at Breitbart, before he turned his back and betrayed them too, because that is his nature. He's one of these belly creatures, sliver on. The question is, how many more
scorched
weeks
earth
and years do we have to keep pretending like Ben Shapiro is relevant?
Hell hath no fury like a black woman scorned.
This Turning Point kind of abomination that the right wing of this country has turned into like a bad reality show. And it's all of the fault of everyone, by the way. It's the fault of everyone speaking and everyone attending. And there's nobody that gets everything about this is weird and uncomfortable for everyone.
It is. Very weird.
And I'm not saying she killed her husband or knew about it or whatever. I'm saying the guy got shot 3 months ago and she walks out to a pyrotechnic display and then she goes, we're going to elect J.D. Vance. It's weird that that's where her head is at. It's difficult for many people to relate to. It's not relatable for people that talked about how Hollywood isn't relatable and Hollywood is out of touch. This looks a lot like Hollywood to most people. And to go out through a stream of fireworks and sparklers and stand there in a glittering pantsuit and talk about electing J.D. Vance 3 months after your husband was killed, many people feel that there is something off about that. And we're starting to see that political people are the exact same thing as the Hollywood elites that they all love to dunk on. And we all look at this. This is Megan Thee Stallion twerking at the Kamala rally. This is deeply unsettling to a lot of people. It feels like you're being played. You feel it. It seems off.
It does seem
you
off.
You feel like this is a coordinated and choreographed spectacle so that you are played. They want your money.
I don't think it's just money. I think they want you to buy into what the hell they're selling. They want to alter public perception and control the narrative. But also, I think that there is an understanding of what the pulse of the society and what people believe. I think they can see the anti-Israel sentiment on the left, and I think they can increasingly see it on the right. And they're saying, look, we'll put this out there because we've already sunken so much money into it. We'll put this out there for people who do want to buy into it, maybe the dispensational evangelical crowd. But ultimately, we know that a lot of people, especially in politics right now, younger Gen Z people aren't going to buy into this. So what we have to do is we have to have a backup, and that might be the America First Tucker crowd. They're going to catch these people who go, you know what, I don't like that. But this guy right after that guy who's speaking right after him, I don't think is lost. It's not lost on me. I think that absolutely was for a purpose, because I think they want people to say, this was bad. We don't like Mr. Israel, man, Mr. Short Ben. And he's shitting on all these people and attacking them. He was being mean. And then they come up and they go, well, I just wanted to say that. And they go, oh, that guy sounds very reasonable. Oh, okay. Oh, and then Steve Bannon comes up and says, oh, yeah, he was a never Trumper. And everybody goes, wow, what? He was never MAGA? What? It's just an interesting thing to think where they want things to go. You know, where do they want people's minds to go away from that and into swept up into this other thing that they positioned right after Ben Shapiro.